to the Christina Murray Show. I am so excited for you to be here today because we are talking about a subject that is on everyone's heart and everyone's mind. Is how to live a Christian lifestyle. And joining us to have this fantastic conversation is Minister Erica Harrington, founder of Stepping Right Ministries. Let's welcome Miss Erica. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, and how are you?
I am fantastic.
Yes, it's awesome.
You know, I'm excited for you to be here because I knew that you would be the perfect person to have this conversation with. You know, I've watched some of your videos, and I've actually sat under you. I've been in the congregation when you speak, and I know power. I know the relationship, and I think it's beautiful. So I'm happy you're here.
Yes, anytime the Lord opens the door, I'm ready to walk right in.
I love that. Okay, so for those who don't know you, can you introduce yourself to America?
Yes, I am Minister Erica Harrington, the founder of Stepping Right Ministries. We have been in ministry for 7 years now, and what right means is that we are in the business of empowering women and men to be renewed, inspired, gifted, healed, and transformed. Because in this Christian lifestyle, you're going to have some times in your life where you're going to need to be renewed.
Yes.
You have to definitely learn how to inspire yourself.
Absolutely.
You're going to be gifted with the gift that God has given you.
Yes.
And then he can heal you from the hurts of this life. And then he has to transform you into what he has called and ordained you to be. So we feel like everyone should be in a position in their life that they are stepping right. And what the stepping means is living it out every day.
I love
every day. So,
I love it.
And I am the mother of two girls. They are both miracles. One never supposed to have kids, but thanks be to God, we got those two. And I said, Lord, that's enough. You got to give it no more. And I am the wife of Reverend Harrington. I've been with him since I was 16 years old. And we've been married for 23 years this year.
Congratulations.
Yes, amen.
Congratulations.
It's awesome to be here today.
That is beautiful. So before I get into the question, I want to find out, when did you first come to ministry?
I came to ministry, I want to say, well, when I came and I accepted, it's two different times.
Right.
But I came to ministry and I found out that I needed relationship when I was 18. Because things happened in my life that I didn't quite understand. And then when I went to people to try to get understanding, nobody could explain it. Okay. So there I said, it got to be a higher power. Somebody got to make me feel some type of way while I understand it.
So you went to the church
I went to the church,
something.
I went to mothers, I went to friends, I went to anybody I could that had a listening ear.
Okay.
But nobody could understand the type of hurt
that
I needed healing from.
Yes.
So I realized that there's some things that you just have to take to God and you have to develop a relationship.
Absolutely.
In order for it to happen. So when I first graduated from school, I was 18. And then after that, I began to go to church. And what's so funny about it is that I was invited to the church that I went to when I was a young girl in high school.
Wow.
But the bus driver used to get me in trouble all the time because I used to try to skip school.
Okay.
But she would pull that bus in front of my mama's house and blow
All right now.
So when I got invited to that church, I didn't want to go.
Mm-hmm.
But the way God works, he led me back to that exact church because I got a second invite from another young lady that would listen to me.
Okay.
And after I got that invite, I began to understand that this is something I need. I need a relationship where I feel like if I can't get anybody here to understand me, I can cry to somebody and feel like what I'm saying means something.
Absolutely. So since you mentioned the aha moment, when did the aha moment happen?
The aha moment happened. I'm gonna tell you, I remember like it was yesterday.
Okay.
I was almost 19 because when I turned 21, before I turned 21, my mama had me in fear ever since I was 18. Wow. Because she had me thinking, when you get grown and you get to learn to do, the devil gonna get you.
Oh.
You gonna do that. So I used to always be scared.
Yeah, right.
And thinking that when I turned 21, so I had a timer going. So I'm like, I better get saved before I get 21. Because my mom used to always be like, the devil gonna come get you. You're gonna go to the bar. You're gonna get drunk. And all these things gonna happen to you. But that aha moment happened after I experienced a very deep hurt in my life. Okay, my sister got murdered. Oh, and when we were young, me and her son, the same age, but she's older. My dad he's 12 years older than my mom. So that hurt, I didn't understand it. I never seen nobody murdered close to me. Wow. So I never understood it.
Right.
So when I go to church and I'm like, okay, nobody understands it, but I met a real man of God. and he called out some things in my life.
Wow.
And when he called out those things in my life, I knew I was in the right place. And I said, that's what you've been trying to tell me the whole time. So that's what that one was.
Wow. Now, in your experience, being in a ministry or getting involved at a very young age of 18, help us understand, what is a Christian?
To me, it's going to be unorthodox to most people.
Okay.
But to me, a Christian is lining up your life from your inner me along with your outer me. And I say that because we can imitate. One thing that we have been taught since a child is to imitate.
Yes.
Which means that I can go to church and learn how to be a church Christian.
Oh, yes. I can learn to scream and holler and shout.
Exactly. But will my life and my relationship with God line up?
Right.
So my inner me has to be able to reflect that even when nobody's watching. Which means that I need to be able to cry out to him the same way in private as I would in open. Because he says, if you disown me, I'll disown you. So what we have to realize, and what I mean by my enemy, is that I have to have that same conviction inside of me that I have on the outside when I'm representing him. And I tell people all the time, the most dangerous person you'll ever meet in your life is a Christian with no conviction.
Oh, wow.
So you have to make sure, and I always ask God, whatever it is, every day I say, my first thing when I get up in the morning, search me.
So we know that the basic Christian is considered Christ-like. Just a person who's trying to be like Christ. But I remember doing a gala, and it was called Find the Win. It was a night of motivation. And when I spoke about Find the Win, I talked about your inside mindset and your outside mindset.
Yes.
And I've never heard anyone else say that until just now.
Yes.
And so that is so powerful. And what that simply means, or what I was actually portraying to the people at the time, was inside is all your emotions. Those are your feelings. Those are the things that is private and near dear to your heart. Those are your emotions.
Yes.
Outside mindset, those are the things you do. Those are the things that you say. The places you go, the people you entertain. So to me, I guess a Christian lifestyle is, getting what you feel inside, the Spirit of God, your calling or whatever it is you feel on inside, and learn to walk like that on the outside.
Yes. But with all of it.
With all of it.
See, we want to see the one part of Christ is the blessings and all of this, but we forget about the forgiving. We forget about he had to turn the cheek. We forget about that even his own family didn't accept him. We forget about all that part when we be Christ-like. But you got to have all of it in order to be Christ-like. You can't pick and choose what you want to be a Christian.
So let me ask, and that's so true, because the truth of the matter is, I know that I struggle with certain things. I couldn't say no for a long time. And I thought that was the Christ-like thing to do, not say no. But I was struggling with that so bad, it was hard that it began to internalize me. I began to get sick. Like literally, I had way too much on my plate. So the question is, how do you be that Christian, but deal with the inside of you when it comes to outside people? Like being able to say no, or being able to say, hey, I love you, but I just don't live like you live. So how do you deal with that?
Now, I'm going to tell you, that was one of my issues too, saying no. Because I am a giver as well as I'm a comforter. Which means, like you said here, Christina listens. Guess what? I listen too, but I listen both ways, to the natural and the spirit. So sometimes I hear what you're saying, but that ain't what God is saying. So I can't always, and this is the truth, people say, I want you to pray for this. And I found myself saying, okay, you want me to pray for this, and I'm going to pray for this, but that's not always being Christ-like or lining up with what God says. Because you want me to pray for this for you, but God say, no, pray for them to be delivered. But sometimes you just want a house, but God said, I can't need a house till you get delivered from where you already had a house and you didn't take care of that.
Okay, so do you tell them?
Yes, I do.
You say, I know you want this house. I know you want this house, but God want to move and shake some things inside of you first. And then you can get the house, though. You can get the house.
You'll get it. It's
but
yours.
you got to be willing to shake the foundation, get rid of some things. Okay.
My hardest thing is balance. And that's balance, because I tell you, I love people and I love the Lord. My husband and my children will tell you, if you ain't gonna find her doing that now, she's somewhere praying. I'm telling you the truth. And an example of that is my daughter. And it's so funny that you would think that people don't especially your inner people, your circle, because we all have this circle.
We all have a circle.
So
Absolutely.
there's some people, when you're in that circle, you let down, which I have no problem that God always give us people that we can connect to that will see I always tell people that you can see my Jacob but expect my Israel, which means that Jacob and Israel was the same person, but they had to become one.
Yes.
Before they were one, they were two.
Yes.
So Israel and Jacob was two different people, but you can respect that. But also in respecting that, you can call me to see, I need to do this. I need to do this.
Okay.
But what happens with me and my children, and everybody can say it, and I just be me, you know. Mm-hmm. I tell my husband all the time, I can't change. I'm just who God says I am. Mm-hmm. But my daughter, she's about to turn 21, and they go to their dad and they tell her, we want to party, daddy. I want this. I want bling. I want this. So when she comes to me, she said, Mama, this is what I want to do for my birthday party. I said, what? What is it? I'm expecting, Mama, buy me a dress, all of this.
Yeah.
Exactly. She says, I need you to go in there and pray for God to send you $20,000 for Rod Wade to come to my party. I said, what? No, but we're not going to even waste Jesus' prayers on it. But to know that's what I'm saying by your circle. You have to live such a lifestyle that even when you're not trying to represent him, you automatically do it. It's second nature. It's second nature, rather. You do it automatically. It's no choice about it. I'm going to be who he says I am, whether you like it or not.
You know, there's a saying that I love, that your reputation is made from repetition.
Yes, it is.
Those things that you do all the time, it will exceed you. People will know. Like, I am a very happy, bubbly person. So people kind of expect that when I get there. And if they don't, they notice it, like, ooh, what's going on? Like, because that's not her. So they're used to that and they want that. Now, what happens on those times where things get heavy for you? I'm talking about to the point where you don't feel him. You don't hear him at all. You don't, his words are not registering through your mind. Maybe you're in a quiet place. What do you do on those days? And maybe I want to go deeper. I want to say, as far as you feel like you've just been hit by a train, a bus, a car, and a fire. So you just under this big wreck and you on fire and it hurts.
The very first thing I have to do, and this is going to sound strange, is I have to call my flesh, hey, don't react.
I love it.
You know why though? Because I'm a fighter by nature.
Before
I became saved, I was a fighter. I tell you all the time, I don't care if you look me up. I know I got a record, but I was a fighter.
Absolutely.
So by nature, the first thing I have to do is my first retaliation from all the hurts and pains is to fight. But if you don't put your flesh in subjection, I don't find myself fighting fights I didn't have to fight. I just had to go in the corner and cry.
So you add to the record?
Yes, I do.
You know, it was like,
it's already
the plan was enough, but it was like, oh, you want something? Bring the car on. You know, you ready.
This ain't what you want. This is what I tell you. This ain't what you want.
This ain't what you want.
So I find myself in that place with him that I have to, and it's so strange. And I have to say this, and everybody who knows me personally say, I thank God for my husband.
Yeah.
Only because it's like having fire and ice.
Oh,
He's
right.
the only thing that know how to calm me down and get me where I need to be. And sometimes by him putting me in that place, he have to say, "Nah, baby. God said you got to handle this yourself. You need to get yourself together." He can't do everything for me.
Right.
But it caused me to go in that place where I just have to cry. And I mean cry from the inside. I have to tell. Sometimes when, I'm going to say for me, you said no, it's hard for you. But sometimes what's hard for me is when you can see the potential in people, and then yet you can feel like they don't understand what they're able to do. So sometimes I'm going harder for that person more than that person want to go for themselves. So that conflicts me. And then while I'm fighting all this fight for you, I still got my husband. I still got my children. I still got to go to work. I still got ministry. I still got stepping right. You know, all of these things. So I find myself in that place. Sometimes God say, sit down. You strong. You a fighter.
Yeah, we know.
But remember, I can fight for you. Some stuff you don't have to fight. And then I get hard-headed. I can do it, Jesus. I can do it. And he said, no, sit down. And one of the biggest things, the hardest things for me is sit down somewhere.
Sit down.
And let me work it. And it's not I want to clarify that. It's not a busybody spirit. But I mean, sit down and allow God to do it the way he wanted to do it.
Oh, my
I have to get myself out of it, which means I have to go in the corner and I cry.
Well said. Oh my goodness. We are having such a fantastic conversation. Please do not go anywhere. We'll be right back Minister Erica Harrington. Yes. Yes. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Christina Murray Show. If you are just now joining us, we are here with the lovely Minister Erica Harrington, and we're talking about a Christian lifestyle. Now, coming back off the break, there's something that I think that needs to be addressed. It's very, very important, and that is a prayer life.
Yes.
How important is it to have a prayer life in order to have a connection with God?
Well, first of all, if you don't have a prayer life, you don't have a connection.
Okay.
Because you have to have a prayer life in order to have a connection. What a prayer life is your connection. This is my example I give people. Me and my husband been together 23 years. Mm-hmm. But if we didn't have a connection and we didn't talk every day, there's going to be some problems.
Absolutely.
So that's the same thing with God. You have to have a connection, which means you have to talk to him. You have to have a prayer life with him, which means you have to be able to display your good things, your bad things, and really things for what they really are. You have to do it. So if you don't have a prayer life because maybe you feel like you don't know how to pray, how do you start that? How do you begin to formulate a relationship with God? I'm glad you asked that because a lot of people ask that. They say, I don't know how to pray. Right. Teach me how to pray. But guess what? Praying is talking. If you know how to say good morning, you know how to pray.
So I'm going to say, hello, Erica.
Hi, how you doing?
And this is a conversation with God.
Yes. Good morning, God. Thank you for waking me up this morning. It's good to see you today. So I'm glad that you put the moon and the star and all of it. Yes.
I roll over every morning. Mm-hmm. And I live a very grateful life. So I'm always thanking him as soon as I wake up. Yes. And I smile. Mm-hmm. From the moment I wake up, I smile. Yes. It's such a grateful life because it's not about what I don't have. Mm-hmm. It's to me, because I didn't know how to pray, and I started just talking, having a conversation with him. But now it's not about me feeling him. It's not about me hearing from him. It's about just knowing he's there. I just know he's there. That's right. And that alone makes me feel amazing. That's right. That's right. And I love that because you can start with a simple hello. How you doing? And you don't have to worry about anything. But what do you do when you feel like you don't have a relationship with him? As far as how do you know? I should ask a better question. How do you know when you have a relationship with him? Is it because of manifestation of, things happening in your life? You finally get things. Maybe you pray for a car. Now you have a car. You pray for a house. Now you have a house. Receiving things, does that... Okay, so how do you know?
I honestly say my relationship, and it's going to be different for everybody, but I knew I had a relationship when I realized that there's a right and a wrong. Okay. He know my ins and my outs. So when you go to him, you got to be real. And then when you're real with him, you have to attach the word to him. So God don't move by my emotions. But if I go to him and I say, God, I need deliverance, then guess what? Your word says to me that if I come to you, I can find a resting place in you. And you're not just a deliverer. You are a strong deliverer. Sometimes we just don't need deliver. I need you to be strong. I need you to yank me up. I'm hard-headed. Yes. Get me up out of here. I'm hard-headed. I've been trying to do it. Get strength. Get whatever you got to do, God. I need you. Yeah. So as you begin to develop, it becomes deepened by you got to study. You have to talk. And then you have to listen. So just like any other relationship, the more you do it, and on a daily basis, you can feel the growth in your relationship. Yes. Is it okay? Because people ask for things and stuff all the time. How does that relate to a relationship with God? Asking for things. People ask for things all the time. Well, now you want to say that, but God is not a pimp. Which means that you cannot pimp him for everything you want. Okay. He requires relationship, which means that if you want something from him, he got to know you. A lot of things about it, and I tell people, and this is what we've been teaching lately, a lot of people say they know you, but they don't know. Which means that if you don't know me in the spirit, then you don't know me. So if I don't know you well enough, I shouldn't be asking for the keys to your car. My mama said, if you get Satan the keys, he gonna want to drive. That's what she say all the time. And you have to realize it's really true. Back to the fact that when I'm in prayer or when I'm in relationship with him, sometimes what I think I'm praying about, I don't even get to say that because he'll lead me to what needs to be prayed. I'm praying, God, I need you to help me in my relationship. Lord, I need you to touch my husband because if you don't touch him, and all the time he's saying, you praying that, but I need you to change that. I need to touch you. It ain't him. You need to be touched. But when you're in prayer, an unction from him will cause you where you can't be one-sided. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's a two-way. It's communication. Like my husband, when you learn him enough, the Bible say, learn of me. Study to show thyself approved unto God. Absolutely. A workman that needed not be ashamed. I always stop right there because I know my husband. So I know what it takes. If I want to get shamed, press the wrong button. You God the same way. When you're in a relationship with him, it's certain things that you just not going to do because you know it's not right before him. No matter who on the outside say you can do it, no matter who is okay with it, it's certain things that when your prayer life develops and you realize you're in a relationship, you got that good thing, an angel, and you got that devil. And all of this comes from just a relationship. Yes. So just start today. Believe it. Anyone out there in the world right now can literally start and they can just grow. It'll grow naturally. Yes. So it's not as hard as people make it out to be. No. Just every day do a little bit more. A little bit more. It's like becoming a profession, professional in the industry. You have to do it every day, and just study and grow. Yes. And you will get there at your own design time. In your way. Yes. That's the key. In order to get the things, the cares of your heart, it requires a relationship. Yes. Okay. Yes. That is beautiful. Yes. Now, living a Christian life, we know we have our daily disappointments, upsets, traffic jams, all kind of things happen. Why you pulled in front of me going 10? Really? 60 miles. Oh, no. 60 and you're doing 10. Oh my goodness. So I just want to ask you, like, how do you handle like basic stuff? Like number one, maybe family. Prayer. Grace, really, honestly, grace. What I found out about my family, and this is so true, and this is why I said when you become a Christian, you have to take all aspects of who Jesus Christ was. Right. Because he knew no sin, but he was subject to some of the same things we're going to go through. Right. He entailed the life of a spirit-filled man, but he also was a natural man. So when he went to his people, they didn't receive him. Because sometimes, because people are too familiar with you, they can't accept who God created you to be. Say that. So what I found out with my family is I have to extend grace. Just like God gives me grace, every time I know I couldn't go off on them, I can't. I have to say, I'm going to pray for them. Listen. Come in. Listen, I want everybody to understand out there, grace. Yes. Grace. I'm going to tell you, you have to give grace to your family. Yes. That's just what it is. Yes. And remembering they love you, even on top of all the other stuff they're doing. Yes. There's love in that. Yes, it is. You're connected for his reasons. Yes. I don't know why he made you my brother, my sister, but he did. Yes. You're here for a reason. Exactly. So I'm going to give you grace. Okay, what about working the job? Employees and managers, just the whole workforce. That honestly, prayer for real. I'm not telling you that prayer for real though. Prayer and everything. But it's a mindset. It's a mindset. I have to have, honestly, people say, pray before where you go. I really have to change. Even if I have not prayed specifically for that one situation, I have to set my mind. Because if my mind ain't right, well, you never know what's going to happen. One of the things that I do is I always check my intention. Yes. I do everything intentionally. If I'm going to spend time with my girlfriends, my mind say I'm going to laugh and enjoy myself with my girlfriends. Yes. Nothing else outside of that matters. So when other stuff come up, it's like, okay, not today. Exactly. At this moment, I am engulfed in this moment. That's it. Oh my goodness, Miss Erica, it's been so great talking to you. I have just one more question. Okay. In living this Christian lifestyle, it gets really difficult, and people go through things that is unimaginable. Yes. Can you tell us really quickly, maybe something that happened to you that you felt you survived by living a Christian lifestyle? Yes, and this is very near and dear to my heart, and I've never really ever explained it till God had to bring it out. And I'm going to say it this way because he said we are made free by the power of our testimony and the shed blood of the Lamb. So I felt like as me holding it in, I never was freeing myself from what occurred. I kept holding it back in my head. And what I mean by that is when I was younger, I got raped. And it wasn't even really much the rape. It was what happened after the rape. The rape caused me because it was so intensified that the doctor said I could never have children.
Wow.
Messed up what was inside of me that was able to produce. As a woman, our assignment is to produce.
Yes.
So when I felt like you took that gift away from me, I turned what God would have as love for other men or mankind into hate. Hate no matter who it was. If you was a man, I wouldn't have it. But the grace of God and the relationship with him allowed me to realize that he was in a place in his life where he didn't know me either. But by the grace of God, and by you having this relationship with me, now you can show people and you can live a lifestyle to show people for real. And I'm telling you, it got to be for real, because it was times I thought I forgave him and I didn't.
Wow.
And then it started spilling over into my life. Now I got to really be for real, because now I thought I forgave him, but now my husband mad. Mm-hmm. So now not only my husband mad, now my children don't understand why I get bitter after little things. Right. But by having a relationship with him, I was able to cry to him and say, God, why would you tell me that I could be a mother and then you let somebody take what was supposed to be inside of me to help me to be a mother? Yes, why? Absolutely. I didn't understand it at the time, but being in that relationship with him where he could show me that's what happened. Wow. But that ain't the end. Look, I can take nothing and make something. Ooh. Maybe I needed to move that so that I can give you room for what I really got from you. Ooh. And that's the way I had to take.
Miss Erica, you are an amazing, powerful, brave woman. And I thank you so much for being on this show. Come here. Come here. I want some love. Yes. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes, listen, to be able to survive in spite of. Yes. Simply because of your relationship with God.
And it means something to you.
Now that's a Christian lifestyle. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes. Thank you so much. We'll be right back with the Minute of Motivation. Thank you. Hello and welcome back, everyone. If you've been watching today's show, you know now how important it is to live a Christian lifestyle. You know some of the things that is important, like having a prayer life or just a relationship with God. That's all you need. It's not very hard. You can start with a conversation. You can allow it to build and grow. But most importantly, to live a life that you desire and live the things of your heart, you must have a relationship with him. That is very, very important. And if you've been through something that is really hard, difficult, and unimaginable, just know that you can find safety in the Christian lifestyle with the connection to God. I hope everyone is watching is having a fantastic day. And remember, wherever you are and whoever you're with, love someone out loud. I thank you so much for watching. I'm Christina Murray, your life enlightenment coach. And remember, I'm always listening. Have a fantastic day. Bye.